Okay, these are going to be the critiques for your practice video for COMM 101 80N, the online course. And there aren't very many of them because some of you didn't do it. And as a result, this will not take very long. I will give you your critique by your fantasy name. So as you're listening, that's how it's coming down. Now, one person submitted a practice video, but since I don't have a fantasy name, I can't tell you who you are. But let me just tell you, because some of these comments you're going to hear throughout. Not enough light. I can't see you. The camera is too close. You're whispering to the camera. It's kind of like you're in here like this, and you're talking to me because you're so close. And don't do that. It's not the kind of speech you should give. Tell me if you've heard this before. This shot, right here, bust line, inch or two above the head, is the only shot I ever want to see in this class. Okay. I rest my case on the previous comment. You have a very bright, shining wall behind you, which is causing you problems, and will cause video problems, and will cause your grade not to be so good. All right, this is Cowgirl. You have bad audio. You have a fair amount of room noise. It's the wrong shot. Your audio has kind of a metallic sound to it, like, you know, it's bad connection or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not great audio. Your camera is soft focused. Make sure it's very sharp. And there's way too much headroom in the picture. And never wear a hoodie when you do a speech. That was Cowgirl. Next up is Jordan. Jordan, your head is cut off. Get the camera closer because the mic is on the camera, and that'll give you better quality of audio. Maybe just a tad looser on the shot. And that's because even though you're not getting the camera close enough because of the microphone, you want to also make sure that you kind of have the description I've given you. And you've got some room noise in there that's causing some distraction. So that's Jordan. Next up is Apollo. Again, wrong camera shot. Get more energy. If you're just up there talking like this and I fall asleep listening to your speech, there's no energy there. When you're speaking, you've got to be animated, you've got to have energy, you've got to kind of push a little bit because the attention span of most people is very short, and if you give me any reason at all to tune out, I'm gone. I'm going to be there at that proverbial little desert island with the drink with the little umbrella thing in it, and I'm going to be paying attention to the waves on the shore and all the other things and not a bit of attention to you. Energy, 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 all right? And shoot straight in. Eye level, camera level, eye level, camera level. Make sure it's coming straight in. Don't shoot up. Don't shoot sideways. Fill the picture. Center it up in there. Make sure you do it right. Next up is Pirates. You have the wrong camera shot. Your room is kind of echoey, and that's probably because the camera is not close enough to you. Get the camera closer. That'll improve the audio and take care of some of the ambiance. All right, to watch how you dress. Never wear a hoodie. Dress properly for a speech. Make it look like you care about what's going on. Look at the camera. The camera, the camera. I don't care where your audience is. In this case, in this class, you're talking to me and me only. Your audience will get out of the speech whatever they need to get out of the speech. But you talk to me so I can judge eye contact and I can see how you're doing overall in what you're doing. All right, that was Pirates. Next up is Winter. Winter, you have the wrong camera shot. Remember, the audio is on the camera. Boy, do we hear these things time and time again. It's hard to hear you. Look at the camera when you're speaking. Don't look at over there. Don't look over there and all that. And stand still. Don't bounce around when you're talking. Stand still, both feet planted. You don't want to be kind of moving back and forth too much either. Look at the camera. Talk to the camera. A little bit of motion. You know, shoulders are going to move. Sometimes your hand is going to make a gesture. That's all fairly natural. Just let it happen when you do your things. Now, Those of you who didn't do the practice video, apparently you didn't read the directions in session 1. You're now supposedly getting ready to turn in your self-introduction speech. I would expect after what I've said that no one will have the shot other than the shot you're looking at right now. I'm willing to bet that somebody, and possibly several somebodies, will tell me they've looked at this video, because last video we sent out, we said the same thing, and we get the practice video, and lo and behold, people violated what we said. So, please pay attention. Read the syllabus. Read it carefully. Please hit all the deadlines. You're going to see some stuff that I'm going to send along with this as an email. Make sure you send all class-related papers from your Ivy Tech to my Ivy Tech email address. Remember what you're supposed to put in the subject line. And if you have several papers, you have the speaking outline and the preparation outline and sometimes the visual and sometimes the PowerPoint, attach all of those to the same email message. I would prefer you send the emails to me from your Campus Connect email, because when you send it through email in Blackboard, it does some funny things to the subject line. Remember what you're supposed to put on the subject line. All right, so send those emails preferably from Campus Connect, not in Blackboard. Make sure you don't leave any messages or papers for me anywhere in Blackboard. Make sure you label your outlines. One's a preparation outline, one's a speech outline. I can't guess which you intended to be which. So if you label it, it makes it a lot easier. Make sure your name is on every page. Make sure the label is on every page so that we can kind of know, okay, this is 4 pages. If you don't have your pages numbered, at least I can kind of figure it out. Send that as part of an attachment to one email message, same email message. Make sure you label everything. It's crucial. Watch your time. When you introduce your audience, they will pass in front of the camera, this shot, same shot you have. They will say, my name is, and I am, and they'll give their age. If they don't want to give their age, then just say over 21. They must be at least 16 years of age or older. There must be 6 of them. You have less than 6, or you don't have an audience. If you don't have an audience at all, that speech is going to be a failure. If you have less than 6, your grade's going to go down considerably. So it's not just a matter of, well, I got 5, so I'll take a low A instead of a middle A. No, you could end up with a C or a D for having one less audience, provided you already had an A speech. If you had a C speech, it's an F. All right? Audience is absolutely required. Camera has to be totally steady still when you're doing it. The audience walks in front of the camera, introduce themselves, they sit down, wait till the room noise has calmed down, walk in, take your position, do your shot. All right? Keep a plain wall behind you. Don't have any lights shining into the camera or any of the kinds of things that'll cause lighting to iris your camera down and cause me to have trouble seeing you. I must see your eyes. I must be able to see what's going on. Forgive me, right now I've had eye operations. These are cheap dime store glasses so that I can see somewhat close up, and I'm still having trouble reading and seeing. That's supposed to go away in a couple of more days, so we'll see what will happen. But please make sure you follow all of the directions. If you're not sure how that outline's supposed to look in it shows you sample outlines. Look in your textbook. Look in Blackboard. It's got it all there. Make sure you follow the exams. Make sure you do the discussion boards. Make sure you have the first response by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Then respond to somebody that's already responded by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Do not respond to anyone prior to Wednesday. Your responses will have a date and a timestamp on them, so I will know, and you won't get credit for it because you're not following directions. Just another thing, I've already had a couple of people tell me this. My deadlines are my deadlines. They're for this class. I frankly could care less what other teachers do and what their deadlines are, so it's of little value for you to tell me that another class has a Tuesday deadline or a Thursday deadline. I don't care. My deadlines are in the syllabus. You must meet my deadlines. and those are the ones that make a difference on your grade in this class. And quite frankly, as you go through your college career, you'll find each teacher has their own way of doing things, and to get along, follow what they tell you to do. It's pretty easy. You follow the directions, you do well. I think that's it. If you have any questions, call me in my office. A lot easier to talk to you. I've already talked to a fair number of people in the classes. We've gone over some really good ideas for some upcoming speeches, how to do things, how to get along, how to work the angles to get the best possible grade you can get. And as I said, and I want to stress this, if you do the work and you do what's required, now I'm not talking about exceptional and stuff like that, but you do the work and you have all the stuff you're supposed to do, you will get at least a C in this course. You do better, you get better as we go along, you improve on each speech. A's and B's are real easy to come by. Let me say one other quick thing with respect to your audience. There must be 6 people in the audience. They must come by the camera, give their name, give their age, that kind of thing. Wait till they are seated before you start speaking. You can move into the speech, look down, figure out what you're going to say, look up for a second, and then start. Now, the length of your speech, if it's a 3-minute speech and your audience walks by and you got somebody timing all of this for you, and they tell you that your time is 3 minutes and 15 seconds, but it took 45 seconds for your audience to introduce themselves before you started, that 45 seconds is deducted from the 3:15. Make sure you don't start your clock on your speech until you say the first word of your speech and until the last word. Do not show the audience again at the end, one time before you start. Never turn off the camera after the audience is introduced. Okay? That pretty well covers it. And take a look at this. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Call me in the office. And also read the stuff that is accompanying this video. All right? Talk to you next time.